Harry Styles is arguably one of the most famous people alive in the world. He has been able to break away from his teen heartthrob image that was forced upon him when in the band One Direction, and craft his own tune and authentic style. We know that Harry was already extremely famous when he was touring the world with his ex-band members, but unlike some of his contemporaries who have been seemingly on a downward spiral, Harry's career has been constantly surpassing itself in popularity each year. But as we have seen time and time again with thousands of celebrities, the more famous you get, the more people there are watching your every single move. And with having such a massive platform, these celebs are often the subjects of constant criticism. And in the last few months, Harry has experienced this harder than he ever has before. But why are so many people upset with Harry Styles, considering his whole message, treat people with kindness, became a huge part of his branding since going solo? Well, it's a little more complicated than Harry just being a typical aimless victim of cancel culture. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look into the controversies that are tearing Harry's career to pieces. On the 20th of May this year, Harry released his third studio album entitled Harry's House. And even though it's been over 3 months since the album was released, it's still doing extremely well in the charts, and many are already speculating it will win several awards at the Grammys because of its successful run. Shortly after releasing the album, Harry went on a tour where he filled out large arenas every single night. Some of his fans were even so dedicated to get near the front in the audience that they camped outside the venue for days before the doors even opened, just to be with the chance of standing near the front of the stage and getting to see their favorite artist up close. The tour has been a massive success, and probably one of, if not the biggest, this year. However, it also prompted the first but also smallest controversy of the Harry's House era. When the tour dates were announced, many people noticed that there was a considerable amount more dates in the United States than anywhere else in the world. This angered his UK fans in particular, and despite the UK public making Harry famous in the first place by supporting him when he competed on the X Factor, there were only a few available dates to go and watch Harry perform, in contrast to the dozens of available dates overseas in America. This created a viral meme where Harry's fans would scream his lyrics "Leave America" at him when performing his song As It Was. As I'm sure y'all can imagine, this spread like wildfire across TikTok, and at each concert the fans just got louder and louder as more people joined in on the trend. But this was only something that was mainly fans being disappointed in the lack of tour dates in Harry's home country, and then them making a petty meme to poke fun at him. However, the things that followed would only get worse until a point where I myself could not even believe what I was reading. The next incident that followed on from the Leave America meme was a new edition of the iconic Rolling Stone magazine, featuring Harry Styles on the cover. Nothing about the cover itself seemed to ruffle any feathers. However, what set the internet ablaze was a part of the magazine where Harry Styles was dubbed the new King of Pop. Obviously, this created an absolute field day for media outlets who criticized Rolling Stone's bold move to suggest that Harry Styles was replacing the legacy of the original King of Pop, Michael Jackson. People weirdly also started to be mean to Harry online about the whole situation too, which was weird because Harry didn't have any control in what a magazine had said about him. It blew up so much that even MJ's own nephew, Taj Jackson, responded to the magazine on Twitter saying, "There is no new King of Pop. You don't own the title, Rolling Stone. And you didn't earn it, my uncle did. Decades of dedication and sacrifice. The title has been retired. No disrespect to Harry Styles, he's mega talented. Give him his own unique title." Looking back at the situation, Rolling Stone probably used this title completely intentionally because they knew that it would grab people's attention and ultimately make them more sales, but nevertheless, it just added more fuel to the drama and hate that was surrounding Harry's biggest year in his career yet. If you're an avid fan of Harry, whether it's for his music, his charming personality, or both, you'll probably already be aware of the accusations that he has faced for years on queerbaiting. And if you don't know what queerbaiting is, it's essentially when a famous person adopts an image or behavior that is strongly associated with the LGBTQ+ community, despite not actually being in the community themselves, and using this image to create profit. We have seen in the last couple years that Harry has been a huge supporter of the LGBTQ+ community, but he has also shown how men can be feminine and fluid with their gender expression by appearing in a dress on the cover of Vogue. Many see Harry's flamboyance as just another part of what makes him a great role model, since he can set an example that you do not have to dress or act or be in a certain way just because of your gender, and that everyone can live and do whatever they want as long as it doesn't harm anyone. However, there has also been a counter-argument. That is because Harry has never come out publicly as a part of the queer LGBTQ+ community himself. He is only doing the things that he does in order to shock people and give himself more popularity and create more profit. This has been heavily debated for years now. However, Harry responded to the accusations of him queerbaiting in his recent interview with Rolling Stones. In the interview, Harry explained, "Sometimes people say you've only publicly been with women, and I don't think I've publicly been with anyone." Essentially, Harry explained that he does not feel the need to discuss or define his own sexuality. And although he has never come out as pansexual or bisexual, he has also never called himself a straight man. But he doesn't think it's right for people to speculate on part of himself that is only his own business. It made sense to people that why he'd been so silent about his own sexuality despite being so supportive of others. However, even though something good had finally come out of the interview, it was completely overshadowed by a segment where Harry discussed the new movie that he is playing a lead role called My Policeman. The film is based off of a novel by the same name, which is set in 1950s England and follows a policeman who has an affair with a museum curator of the same sex, despite it being illegal to be gay at this point in time. Harry responded by saying, "So much of gay sex in film is just two guys going at it, and it kind of removes the tenderness from it." Harry came under fire for his response, as people felt that he had spread misinformation since there have been so many different films, most notably films like Call Me By Your Name, that show same-sex love with so much tenderness that Harry stated they were lacking. The fact that Harry had already been at the center of an out-of-control queerbaiting debate did not help his case either, as many pointed out that it felt wrong for a man who is not himself queer to make comments that same-sex love has no tenderness, felt ignorant and insensitive towards gay people who have been in extremely loving relationships. Despite Harry branding himself on treating people with kindness, it appears that when it comes to his current girlfriend, Olivia Wilde, his fans do not have the nicest things to say about the newest princess at Harry's kingdom. Hundreds of fans have been creating threads full of evidence that they think prove why the actress is not good enough for their favorite singer. People have stated that Olivia is extremely problematic for a variety of reasons. Some of them could be called reaching by a long way, with Harry stans calling her out for wearing a t-shirt with James Brown on it, who was a singer that was infamous for the allegations of domestic violence by his wife. And she was also accused of doing blackface in a photo shoot where she appeared to have more than just your average tan. But the accusations made against her go even further, with lots of stans claiming that she attracts the attention of the wrong crowd, since she was seen with Kevin Spacey and Brett Ratner, two men high up in the Hollywood film industry with multiple essay accusations made against them. Olivia has not directly addressed any of the criticism and has continued her relationship with Harry. However, there are actually a small number of Harry stans that have spoken up in support for Olivia, comparing her situation to that of Angelina Jolie, where people will send hate to a famous woman in Hollywood when the fans of their partner do not approve of them. Angelina Jolie was not the first woman to have this kind of hate campaign set against her, and it's pretty clear that Olivia Wilde will not be the last. If you have ever gone to a concert before, then you will probably be familiar with the merchandise stalls. Typically, when an artist is promoting their album with a tour, at each venue they will have a stall set up where official merchandise can be bought. These stalls are pretty popular because when artists as big as Harry Styles release merch, it usually sells out online super fast. fast. Since going on the second leg of his tour across the world, Harry's merchandise has gotten super popular, and fans have been rushing to the venues as early as they possibly can to make sure that they can get their hands on it. However, Harry and his PR team did not realize the complete disaster that they had accidentally caused, as one of the items of merch featured a symbol that is extremely prominent amongst Nazis. Honestly, if you told me last year that Harry Styles was going to be putting a Nazi symbol on his merch, I would probably think that you would need serious help because of how crazy it is. Since the title of Harry's new album is called Harry's House, the cap that is sold at the merch stalls features a small outline of a house with the initials HH. What Harry and his team failed to notice was that these initials were used as a symbol of the Nazis, and this could be extremely triggering to not only his German fans, but especially his Jewish fans. This was probably the most serious controversy that Harry had been caught up in up to date, and it spread all over social media within a matter of hours, with thousands upon thousands of people criticizing Harry and his team. Although Harry himself or his management have not released any sort of official statement regarding the branding catastrophe, it appears that they have listened to fans, as at newer concerts, people have seen that there is now a new and improved cap that does not feature his extremely problematic symbol. Honestly, I can't remember the last time that I saw a celebrity have such a chaotic year. Harry has been in multiple different controversies in just the last month alone, and they are all seemingly just down to a lack of awareness or something that is even beyond his own control. Do you guys think that he deserves the criticism that he's been faced with, or do you think it's another case of culture trying to target someone while they're at their peak? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching!